Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Jack Chang here and today we're going to do another property review. It is the Cosmos at Central Park Damansara. So yes, this is the Cosmos by Exim. And for those of you who are familiar with Exim group projects, you immediately notice that this is not the Z series, doesn't end with Z. No, if you are a fan of Exim group, you will notice all the other projects, right? Petals, Nidos, Millers, all end with Z. Expressions, you know, in the city center, all ends with Z, but this is actually D. And why is it D? It's because it's part of this larger mixed development by Exim called Central Park Damansara. A huge development actually. This is sort of at the border of this huge development. It's 65 acres and it's right opposite Empire City Damansara 1. Yeah, those buildings there that you see, that is Empire City Damansara 1. And we are just right beside the toll, the highway rather. That's the Penchala City Link toll. This is LDP highway. Okay, so going back towards this development, the Cosmos, you got a single block. Yeah, this is another project, also part of this Central Park Damansara. This is the Queens, going to VP in a couple of months. But yes, the Cosmos is 39 stories, 402 units. Of course, the bottom here, as usual, is the car park, and you got your facilities at level 8. Yeah, you still have some facilities on the lower floors. So for the layout, you have actually two layouts predominantly, A and B. Nevertheless, both of them are 1,100 square feet, and it's 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So yes, without further ado, let's head in. Let's go. So we are in the development of the Cosmos. Towards my back is the guardhouse, and it's quite a walk up. Yeah, this slope here, which basically leads to ground floor. That's also the entrance into the car park and also the lift lobby. So right beside is another phase. This is the Queens, if I'm not mistaken, also going to VP very soon. Wow, it really is quite a walk up. Okay, I'll just skip this part all the way until we reach around the corner. So it's literally 2 stories because we were LG2 and the lobby is at ground floor. Okay, we're close to the top. If you recall earlier in my video, I mentioned that this is a 65 acres piece of land. But even though it's 65 acres, 4 acres is actually provisioned for other things, which includes this big water tank serving this entire Central Park Damansara, and also some parts of it will be for roads and also the dash highway. Hence, out of these 65 acres, only 61 acres is pure usable land, which is for your service apartments, for your commercials, you know, for your park. It's only 61 acres. This is where you enter into the car park, so you can turn up or you can turn down. And your lobby, this lobby is in front. You also can drop off here. You see a lot of lorries there, and that's because that is the back entrance or another entrance to the lift lobby. So you don't need to walk through your reception lobby. Yeah, where obviously, you know, you have, you have nicer ID. Don't want to make a mess of that. So, entering in, so this is your lobby, and that's your security post. So your security post serves as 2. One, you see there, that is your entrance for the lift bomba, where of course you service your, you bring your contractors in, that's where they enter. So it's very convenient in that sense. And this part here, this is your main lobby. Fair bit of sitting. Mailroom is towards the back. There's only one mailroom, and again, it's because there's only one single block. What I think I would like to see is some space allocated for online shopping platforms. So online shopping again is a in thing. So you always need that space to put all your items. Okay, now let's head up. Let's go. Before we continue on with our property review, a big shout out to the Nubia team for providing us with this absolutely awesome Nubia Z60 Ultra. Now this is their flagship phone and it features a stunning AMOLED display for vibrant colours. More importantly, what truly matters to me as a property YouTuber is that the Nubia Z60 Ultra also stands out with an impressive camera setup, capturing stunning photos and videos with its advanced imaging technology. For this property review, I'm using the 18mm lens for a wide-angle view, recording at 4K resolution with a 60fps setting for a buttery smooth video. With fast charging support and a long-lasting battery of 6000 mAh, it ensures that I can stay connected all day long. At the heart of the Nubia Z60 Ultra is Qualcomm's latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor. Whether you are a tech enthusiast, a photography buff, or a professional on the go, the Nubia Z60 Ultra offers a premium smartphone experience that exceeds expectations. Now, let's return back to our property review. Let's go! Stepping off the lift, we are on the 36th floor. So there are a total of 5 lifts, including 1 lift bomba. And for each floor, you actually have 13 units. Walkway is healthy, it's a decent 6 feet, and the refuse room is here. So this refuse room is a double door, and this of course avoids the smell of the rubbish lingering into the walkway. So 1 door here, and another door here. Yeah. While this is to the lift lobby for the service lift. So the service lift, or the bomba lift, is double-sided. And yes, 13 units on this floor. The Type B, which is the one with bigger living space, I would say, bigger master bedroom, those are 3 units, and that's towards the end. Yeah. While the other units, Type A, I would say intermediate. Nevertheless, regardless if it's Type A, Type B, it's all 1,100 square feet. So this is the area. Again, we are very close to the top, hence reasonably bright. Yeah. This is always one of the key points that I like. Besides the view, you also get a brighter walkway when you choose units close to the top. So this is the unit that we will be reviewing. This is the Type A, 1,100 square feet, 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. And this is the variant with the balcony. So there are 2 variants for Type A, with and without balcony. The entrance. So very nice. Certainly more than enough for a good shoe cabinet. Look at the depth. Yeah, that's more than a feet. And stepping in. Okay, so let's talk about the kitchen. So for this Type A variant, your kitchen is, in a way, it's at a corner. While the other variant, you have a smaller room and the kitchen is actually here. Yeah, the yard, they'll put it forward. So the way they demarcate it, if you want to close it up, I'm not sure if you want to close it up, it also be a bit weird, to be honest, if you close it up. Nevertheless, let's talk about the kitchen. 5 feet tiles. There is no power point for your hood and hob, 15-20 amps. Your fridge presumably would be this corner. And the DB box, single-faced. It's a single face. You have 2 poles only. 3 face, you have 3 poles. The label it water heater, power point, lighting and aircon. This is the yard. So for the yard, it's also a bit interesting, the way it's shaped. They got this wall, and this wall, the way I see it, you have your outdoor aircon compressor here. Nevertheless, more than enough space, and because it's covered at the top, they still allow some air to come in, so you have ventilation. Hot air can still go up, but because it's covered, rain, or I would say rain will be minimal. You can certainly have this space to dry your clothes. This is the inlet outlet for the washing machine. Louvered windows. Nice. Dining, the living, so all units come with aircons, 2 units, and this is the inverter 5-star, you can see, Mitsubishi Electric. Fiber termination point. The switches in general are much lower also, which is a good thing. Because it's friendly for adults. If I were to measure, I would say this is only 3 feet plus, less than 4 feet. Yeah, it goes up to my waist, below my waist. Yeah. Well, the more normal ones would be around this height. So this is kid-friendly. And to me, if you're used to it, it's not a big deal to have it lower, to be able to switch on. Simple innovations that are very meaningful. A lot have it much higher, which is not friendly for disabled, if they're on a wheelchair, or kids especially. Yeah. Look at that. So that is Bukit Lanjan, and again we are on the 36th floor. Look at that. So you get a very nice view. Yeah. So this is the Queens. Another phase, going to VP also very soon. Certainly either within this quarter or next quarter. And this is LDP. Just towards just around the corner. You have your aircon compressor. So they split it. I would say this would probably be for the living room, since it's much closer, much more efficient to bring the aircon compressor here, as opposed to routing it behind. The walkway is slightly lowered because you have cables. They didn't lower all the way down, so that's also okay. Still decent. The ceiling, if I were to estimate, I think it's 10 feet, 9.5 to 10 feet. Yeah. You can estimate that this is the 5 feet, and then probably about the same, 10 feet. Let's start with the smallest bedroom. So this is the smallest bedroom. What I like about this bedroom is that it provides huge window panels. This is certainly above average. Yeah, single window panels usually are much smaller. This is big. This is a good, I don't know, 3 feet, probably 3 feet. Yeah. And I like louvered windows more compared to casement windows for this type of rooms. You can open a little bit, you can get that ventilation. This leads out to your yard. Yeah, but again, your yard is no cooking, so it's fine. Power point for your aircon and piping is already done. And your fan hook. This is the other guest room. Of course, fan hook also provided, piping also provided, and you got a box up here. This box up is basically for the aircon piping. Yeah. I would guess it's for this. They'll probably be more efficient to bring it here, and hence it shares this part of the balcony, similar with the one for the living room aircon. So, of course, this is smaller, this window panel. 2x2 tiles. The other guest room, slightly bigger window panel. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of this. You know, different panels, different sizes. Let me know your thoughts. I mean, I would prefer one big one as opposed to having multiple small ones. Of course, a big one would certainly be much more expensive also. For those of you who have followed my channel for quite some time, yes, this is a new device. This is a Nubia Z60 Pro, so it's much smoother, the frame rate 60 FPS compared to my regular 4K 30 FPS. So I can swing more and it's much smoother, buttery smooth. The valve, the water closet and the sink. Power point is provided. It's 8 feet. And last but not least, the master bedroom. This is a bit of a waste. I guess it's easy to procure. It's the same size as the other guest room, but it'll be certainly much nicer if they make it bigger. Yeah. One thing I like about this is the facade. You know, look at that, the top there. So it's extended a little, so you can open this, and if it rains or what, you know, it will not splash in so easily. So that's a nice point. Okay, this is the master bathroom. So there's no light bulb here, unfortunately. There is this built-in cabinet, side cabinet. So yes, that's about it for this bare unit. If you're interested to buy this unit is for sale. Do reach out to May or Phoebe. Their contact is below the description. Now that we've finished checking out this bare unit, let's go check out another unit, okay? Let's go. Okay, so yes, another unit, and this time around, we're going to shoot a fully furnished unit, so it will help you visualize on how this particular layout, okay, this is a slightly different layout. This is the one with the balcony, but it's still a type A, so it still has your kitchen towards the back. So this is the fully furnished unit. Again, very deep, and hence you have the way I envision it, you have your shoe cabinet. Yeah. And because it's deep enough, right? So this is not even slanted. It's not enough space, the depth. So they slant it. This is fully flat because it really has that depth. Soft closed. And one of my favorite color schemes. Where they go very light, very Scandinavian. Okay, I won't do much talking. So you got an island here. It's a cabinet. If you're interested in this particular renovation, you can reach out to May also. She will have the contacts. And if you want to rent this particular unit, the way it is, yes, it's also available for rent. You can reach out to May or Vivi. Yeah. So all this is already painted, treated already. And you have a feature wall here. Yeah. Look at that. Gives you that raw cement finish. Yeah. And it's very smooth, as if it's lacquered. Yeah. It's not powdery. Okay, ignore this. This is just a sample done by the contractor. So this layout, you don't have a balcony, but they extend it. So build-up wise is the same. And this is all ID treatment, this additional box up, this pelmet here. Yeah. Yeah. Plaster box up, partition box up. And for this unit here, they give you this type of door. Yeah, so you don't expose your outdoor compressors. At the same time, you still have ventilation outwards, so it's fine. So you have this should be the original plaster ceiling, but they've actually cut a small slit here for this LED strip light. Yeah. Ignore all these tables and chairs. This is a loose item, this cabinet. Not much to show. But yes, you basically can fit in a single size bed with still quite some space to spare. And this is custom. Takes into consideration the box up, and then you got a small study table, makeup table. Likewise, for this guest room, doesn't have the small side table. Not side table, sorry, that's study table instead. Yeah. Track lights. And this is the bathroom. So of course, additional water heater done by the owner. And the master. This is a chipboard, you can see. Yeah, material. It's not a plywood. Plywood, you can see the vertical lines. Yeah, the wood structure. Nothing wrong with chipboard actually. As a matter of fact, the latest technology, E1 grade, E0 grade, the chemical release content is actually much lower and is well below the levels required according to European standards. E0 and E1, yeah, that's the latest. Okay, so yes, this property is also available for rent. If you're interested to rent this unit, or if you're interested to transform your unit to look like this, do reach out to May or Phoebe. Now that we're finished reviewing this unit, let's head down and check out the facilities. Let's go. So we are back down on the ground floor. Okay, not much facilities on the ground floor, and we can't access them also. Nevertheless, we'll take a quick look. This is the multi-purpose hall, and actually it's quite big and sizable without any pillars in between, so I quite like it. But yes, unfortunately we can't enter, but this is how it looks like. Yeah, notice how quite sizable and big it is. Besides this particular multi-purpose hall, they call it multi-use gallery, you also have the management office. Yeah. And that's about it actually. Yeah, so you don't have much. Here is space for your nursery, but they are currently using it as their defect office. Yeah. And here basically is some chill out, area, some deck, but again, nothing impressive. All this whole structure here, see, it's quite big, right? This is the multi-purpose hall. So yes, that's it for this. Not really, nothing much, despite having a long list. What's more impressive is the main facilities. Level 8. There's something on level 2, so we'll head up to level 2 now. Let's go. Okay, before I forget, before I hit to level 2, there are actually some facilities on this floor here. This is right at the back, at the entrance. So this is LG2. Okay, and yes, I got a viewing cottage here and some power course equipment. Yeah, that looks like a tree hut, and you have a fun slide. Okay, how do I access this? Probably towards that end, but since we're here, this is weird. This somewhat looks like a stairs, is it not? Or is it? And yet it's covered. I don't know. Yes, you got this slide here. Let me take the slide down. Okay, can't really slide. I have to walk down. Small, very nice, quiet about. Turning up. Nice to chill out. Yeah. But at the same time, it's also a fair bit noisy because we are right opposite the highway LDP. So this is the Penchala toll link. Okay, yes, we are done with this. Now let's head up to level 2. Let's go. Stepping out the lift, we are on the second floor. So you have some facilities on the second floor. Not much. Access though is a little bit unconventional. You are walking through the car park, so you just got to be a bit careful, especially this ramp here, right? This is coming down you should take the other one. There's another one which is turning up, so that will be a safer one. But I'm just going to take this for a shortcut. Yeah, there. That's the one that's coming up. But this is nearer towards this side. So you basically have a warm-up zone, or basically just a simple parkour area. Really very simple and basic, because you only have 3 parkour exercise equipment, not much. Yeah. And this is the half-court basketball court. So again, a very simple half-court. Yeah. You got flashlights, so you can play at night. 2 of it. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, now that we're finished on this floor, let's head up to the main facilities floor on level 8. Let's go. Stepping off the lift, we are on the 8th floor. So this is the main facilities floor, but you also have some units behind this door. So there are a total of 10 units behind this door. And yes, at a glance, all the facilities on level 8. Okay. Accessibility ramp to head down, and so this is the main part of the facilities floor. You have your pool, a splash pool, and you have your playground right at the end there. So this is the infinity pool, where the water flows over the edge. And right at the end there, small playground, kids fun ground, some sitting. So despite these units being on level 8, right, the size is actually the same. They don't have an additional balcony per se, not a wider balcony, which is the usual practice. No, these are all, all these plants that you see here is the common area. Thus is managed and maintained by the management. If anything, these units here are those units without the balcony. See? Yeah, you don't have a balcony. Unlike the one above, they have balcony. And yeah, the kids' playground. Very simple structures, but at the same time very innovative. It's not your usual slides and your playground structure. And okay, just to talk a little bit about this Central Park Damansara, right? So this is the next phase. Another phase, the Queens, if I'm not mistaken. And towards there, the back, if you can see, there are a few more phases. So the Central Park, the Sanctuary Park, the greenery, the water fountains, all towards the back of this, behind this phase here. Okay, this Cosmos is really at the border of this Central Park Damansara. And again, this Central Park Damansara is a big project. 61 acres, so if done right, so far it looks good. The way the residential is developing, I think everything is on track. Everything is coming out almost together in the next 1-2 years. There'll be a few more phases coming up, and once it's up, usually it's easy to bring up your retail components, because you already have a sizable population to support all these businesses. This is the pool. And again, look at that view. So decent bit of greenery. Okay, let's jump next to this, which is the gym. Let's go. So you have a gym, you have a water cooler outside. Okay, before we step into the gym, let's just check out this toilet. So they have a very simple toilet. This is the gents. Ladies is on the other side. Very simple. Yeah. This is simple and nice. Nothing fancy. And the gym. With walkers. Don't wish for it, work for it. Yes, in anything in life, right? Whether it's your fitness, your career, your relationship, you gotta put in effort. This is very typical Exim vibe, you know, the gym. If you recall, if you look into my previous videos, yeah, this is how they basically do it. Arcus, I think I refer to Arcus or Millers. You know, they do it the floor, you know, black, yellow, and then these LED strips above. Okay, let's just switch on the lights. Yes, so this is how it looks. Nice. Ventilated cement blocks. So this is the grill patio or the BBQ area. So, yes, sizable BBQ area. And what I like about this BBQ area, right, is that it has a lot of seating and it's covered and it has fan. So very rare do you find such a big BBQ area covered, enough seating, and has a fan. To be honest, as stupid as it sounds, it is not easy to find a condo with such facilities. This itself, each table seats 8, and then you have benches at the side there. And this table is not a wood, it's not wood material. This is actually composite, and it's actually extendable. Yeah, if you look at the bottom here, you actually can extend it. Extension. So this is the one where it's not extended. This is how you sit, you know, 8. And if you extend, this is actually the same as this. Yeah. So this has been extended. You can look here to accommodate this guy. Instead of sitting at the ends like this, now he can sit here, opposite ends. Okay, so much bigger chair. You can easily sit 40 people here, including the sides there, and it's covered. Again, worth to highlight, yeah, because weather can be very uncertain. Just earlier this morning, before I filmed, it was actually raining quite heavily, and what more in the evenings are very, very common during this time of the year, right? From April to November. And this is the hammock garden. Hammock heaven. Yeah, you got a total of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But that being said, this can be quite challenging to maintain. The material of it. Why? Because like what you see here, unfortunately, yes, it's constantly wet and moldy. So I think they need to change this, the material. Yeah, don't use this material. You're probably better off using there's one type where basically wood type, you know, rattan. Yeah, those rattan type where it will not get moldy, and also it'll be easier to dry compared to this cloth type. Okay, so yes, that sums up the review of this particular property, the Cosmos. It's part of the largest Central Park Damansara, another development by Exim. Exim products so far, they get my approval. Quality is there, and it's always above average, you know, in terms of what they give the owners, you know, the value for money. Okay, so if you're interested to get this unit, do reach out to May or Phoebe. Their contact is below in the description. Let me know what you think about this particular property, okay? Yay, nay, would you invest? And last but not least, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. Do smash the like button. Thank you and see you in my next video. Bye!